When you take control of your finances, you simply start to make better money moves, understanding your unique variables, right? And then create a plan around how you're going to accomplish those in the fastest, cheapest, most stress-free and trustworthy way as possible. And then he starts to open up doors and bless you with more because you're now willing and deserving of that more. What is up, everyone? We're gonna talk about one of my favorite topics to talk about today, which is the gift of financial peace. Financial peace is just simply the peace and the easy feelings that you get as a result of having your finances in order. And the majority of people's stresses and anxieties and struggles around finances are avoidable. And we find that the majority of those stresses and anxieties, they come from what we call subjectivity. What I mean by subjectivity is non-factual information. Though we're not insensitive to people's feelings and emotions and experiences when it comes to money, we find that most times their stress and anxiety and their struggle and their negative feelings around money are coming from subjectivity, which just means a gray area is another way to think about it. More so, I'll just give you some practical examples like, I don't know which credit card to pay off first. I don't know anything about investing. I don't know how to pay taxes. I don't know how to pay myself. I think that I should be saving money, but I also think that I need to invest money into the stock market or into my business. Or you see what I'm saying there? There's like all of those I thinks, or just lack of certainty of like not knowing what to do when it comes to your finances, right? That's subjectivity, that gray area of not knowing what makes most sense for you and what you need to go after now, next, in the future, or possibly never. And so that subjectivity is what causes the majority of stress and anxiety around finances. And we find when you replace it with objectivity, your stress and anxiety massively decreases when it comes to your finances. And objectivity is just the black and the white. Like, all right, let's actually see what's going on here. Let's see what your cash flow looks like. Let's see what your expenses look like. Let's see what your leftover money each month looks like. Let's see what assets you already have. Assets are just simply something that is money, is making you money, or can make you money, right? And so then what are your liabilities? Basically a fancy way of saying, what do you owe? And so get that information down on paper, actually see what's going on, and then talk through what your financial goals actually are, and then create a plan around how you're going to accomplish those in the fastest, cheapest, most stress-free and trustworthy way as possible. Also with what I like to call a cadence of accomplishments baked in, which just means this is what you should go after first, this is what makes sense for you to go after second, or even these are some things that you can accomplish or tackle in parallel. And then here's some things that might not make sense for you right now and or possibly ever, though it makes sense for somebody else, doesn't mean it makes sense for you. And that's the last little bit of this, which helps clean up and provide objectivity, is understanding your unique variables, right? Your unique variables are simply what make you different, right? Your age, where you live, what do you do for a living, what are your goals, how much money do you make, how many kids do you have, just to name a few. Those must be considered and implemented into your financial strategy to get you optimal or best results, right? There's a massive difference between good results when it comes to your finances and optimal results. And that gap is extremely costly, and not even just financially, and many other currencies like stress, anxiety, time, energy, and several other ones. Majority of the lack of peace that you're having around your finances is avoidable, and it's being caused by too much subjectivity. We must replace that with objectivity, the black and the white, to ultimately see what's truthfully going on here. Then we can build strategy on how to get better. But if we have unnecessary emotions and stress and anxiety and a lack of clarity on what's actually going on in your financial situation, it's gonna be really hard to make it better. When you take control of your finances, you simply start to make better money moves. And when I say take control, I don't mean perfect. I just mean starting to do better and learning how to educate yourself to make better money moves and ultimately build wealth over time and create that opportunity for you, your business, and your family, right? When you start to take control of your money, that is actually when you are blessed with more. People think that more money is the solution, and I'm not against making more money, but you're not going to out-earn poor money habits, right? I believe that God truthfully wants to see us steward our current situation correctly or better, right, to ultimately start blessing us with more. Because if we can't handle our current situation correctly, what makes us think that we're gonna attract and be able to sustain and scale something that's bigger and better, right? Simply put, if you can't handle $5,000 a month, what makes you think that you can handle $25,000 a month? And I truthfully believe God looks at it that way way when it comes to blessing us with more money. He wants to see us step up, take control of our current situation, be grateful for it, honor it to the best of our ability, not perfection, but to the best of our ability. And then he starts to open up doors and bless you with more because you're now willing and deserving of that more. And I've seen it happen so many times in my own situation and so many times in my client situation. Simply put, when you start to take control of your current situation instead of thinking that you're gonna out-earn poor money habits, or that like you'll get your finances together once things get a little bit better, that's backwards, right? We take control of our finances now no matter the situation, and I promise you the doors will open. Also, you're just gonna become more creative, right? When you get your finances in order. Like if you're spending the majority of your time and energy each day just thinking through financial stresses and how you're gonna overcome this, how you're gonna make this work, how you're gonna pay this bill, right? How we're gonna make payroll this month, how we're gonna be able to ever invest into the business to grow it, guess what that time and energy is not being used for? Creativity in your business, which is ultimately a huge factor to scaling your business, scaling your impact, and scaling your income. So when you start to get your finances in order, not only are you blessed with more, but then also you get much more creative in the process. Also, you're able to be more present with your family. I think this is my favorite part about having my finances in order. I'm not constantly worried about money, right? Like I'm not sitting at family dinner or on a walk with my daughter and my wife at night, or on vacation with my family and distant relatives, right? And worrying about money, which is then taking away from the presence that I have with them and the memories that I'm building with them, right? And so when you start to get your money in order, you are just so much more present with the people that you love and the people around you. Also, your health is going to get better. When my money is good, when I have my money under control, no, it's not perfect and it doesn't create all happiness, right? But it's a darn good middleman sometimes, right? And it indirectly creates happiness, because if you have less of a reason to be stressed and anxious, then you have more opportunity to be happy. And so your health gets better, you sleep better. I'm able to actually go and work out every day and not make myself so stressed out or survival mode to go and produce in my business and make money by any means. I can do the things that are healthy for me mentally, emotionally, physically, and spiritually when I'm stable financially. You have a beautiful tool that you have a good relationship with when it comes to money to now live out God's mission for you. Again, you can be a great person and a great evangelist and a great child of God without money. But if you're a good human being and you have a lot of money and you are comfortable with it and have a good relationship with it, right, and know how to steward it and manage it correctly, right, you're just gonna be a better human being, right? It just gives you more opportunities to be able to live out that mission for God's life. And ultimately what happens is your stress, your anxiety, your struggle, and your survival mode decrease when you get your finances under control, and your income, your impact, your creativity, your presence, and your ability to live out your mission for God massively increases, right? And so when it comes to finances, think about it this way from a simple standpoint. You really only have two options, right? It's either handle it poorly or try to handle it correctly. And why would you pick the one of two options that has 100% guaranteed 0% return on investment, right? And it's just gonna cause you and your family and your business a whole bunch of unnecessary stress and anxieties and missed opportunities, right? Let's pick the other option. The time is gonna pass either way. It's our decision on how we wanna utilize it. And that's particularly true when it comes to our finances. Right? And so you don't have to know everything when it comes to money. You just have to be willing to learn and do better and seek the help that is necessary for you to bridge the gap between what you know and where you're at financially and what you want to know and where you want to be. If this content is helpful, please keep coming back for more. It is my mission to help bridge that gap with this content. So subscribe, like, share your biggest takeaways in the comments. And as always, if you know somebody that will benefit from this content, please, please, please share with them. We'll see you on the next session.